Okay, and as we come this direction, we're kind of going south, but probably a little bit southeast. And we're going to actually cross off from our property onto the federal land up here. Right here is the posts that the guy put in. You can see in front of us. There's one there, and they kind of go right down into the swamp there. Like I say, the property line is probably more up in this direction, but regardless, we're crossing over from our property onto the federal land right here. And this little road basically comes down here just a little ways and then comes to an end. And right about here it comes to the end. You can see it basically turns into a little bit of a deer runway. I have hunted here myself a couple of times in gun season. I came down and I actually sat right up on that hillside there. And in the fall you can see quite a little ways. I could see way down around this ridge. That's the direction the camera's pointing right now, and you could watch deer come from a good few hundred yards away, walk right down that trail right by me, and on the way they went. So we're turning around, headed back out, and we're headed to the pretty much to the north now. Quite a tree stand right there the previous owners put up. I don't know, it's not very far off the ground, but I don't know, maybe it worked out for them. Seen a lot of owls out here too. We were driving down these little 2-tracks in a golf cart a couple weeks ago with my son, and there must have been 4 or 5 owls that we jumped up, and they just kept flying down these roads. I don't think they wanted to get off the roads. I don't know if they can't see real well in the daytime. They're kind of neat to watch. Alright, we're headed out of here, and I will pick this up later. Okay, so we're just pulling out of the area where my son's tree stand was, and there's that box right straight in front of us that I pointed out a little bit earlier. So what happens here with these little 2-tracks, these little trail roads, this one turns and comes right up. That's the one we came in on right there, right up that hill there. Now this one here goes out to 11.5 mile road. I'm going to take it out this way. This used to be a much better trail than this, but we just don't use it, and for the most part we're just kind of letting it grow back to normal. We only need the one gate, and there's no sense of really driving in here, so you can still get the golf cart through it, but that's even getting to be a little bit of a tight squeeze. Okay, so this is our green gate, which probably hasn't been opened in 6 years. And this is 11.5 mile road. Give you an idea what the road looks like out here. Across the street is private property. I believe them people have like 120 acres, I believe. Large parcel. Everything out here is large parcels. That's kind of nice, so you don't get a whole lot of traffic during hunting season. You know, you get people, they walk through here and stuff, obviously, but I mean not a lot of people to bother you. Down here to the right is our property, and coming up on the corner of it here pretty quick. Okay, it's looking down 11.5 mile road, pretty much to the west. 11.5 mile road runs east and west, although right through here there's a little bit of a bend that happens, as you can see. Our gate's up there on the left where we just got off the golf cart. And the property line should be right in here somewhere. This corner here is not surveyed that I know of. I mean, it has been at some point, but I don't know where the marker is. So basically the property behind us on both sides of the road is all federal property. The property out through there is that 120 acre parcel of land owned by the people across the street from us. And somewhere right down through here is where the previous owner put his fence line right down through there. As you can, I don't know if you can see the rope there, but he has it right out through there. And what the surveyor told me, like I say, it was 20 some feet this side of it, so property line's right in here. So what happens here, the camera's pretty much pointing right directly to the west. The road turns back to the south a little bit and loops around. So right through here we basically own on both sides of the road. So you can see the gates right up over here on the left. The golf cart's parked. I'm gonna get the golf cart and then we'll drive it up the road to our other gate and show you what the road looks like as you get up to that gate. You see this road is basically cut right through a pretty good hill that goes from the south to the north. It goes up that direction to the south and then downhill to the north. Okay, got the golf cart. As you can see, deer like to cross right here too quite a bit by this green gate. So you can see the tracks in the road from earlier today where they look like they're moving pretty good coming across here. Okay, so we're headed down the road, and all the way through here we own on both sides of the road. Just because the road basically takes that bend back to the south and then comes back around and to the north and then straightens out again. So down through there it's all downhill. As you can see, there's pretty good banks on this side. There's some private property signs on our property which have been there, like I say, from the previous owner. I've never posted it with anything else. And a gentleman that bought the property to the west of me, he's never done anything, no posting or anything, so some of the signs are still on his property. Here's our red gate. This is what we use to drive in. This is our main gate we've been using for 5-6 years, as long as we had the property. And we turn in right here, and it goes straight back to where our camp is, which is on the southern end of the property. So our camp is probably 3/4 of the way back on this half-mile deep property. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get off the golf cart, walk down the road to the west property line, and then start filming at that point.